I came home early with a box of pastries and heard my wife on the kitchen speaker say, "We have to break him first." Maya laughed. "Start small. Starve him of attention. Then demand. Then the big talk in a nice place so he melts down." Tessa chimed in, like they were planning a fundraiser. "Make him the bad guy. Cry on cue. You get the house and the car." People clap. I stood in the entryway holding a box that smelled like Saturday morning and realized I'd brought dessert to a planning meeting about dismantling my life. I didn't move. I listened. "He thinks he's in control," my wife said. "He pays the mortgage. He thinks that means something." "Get him to roar," Maya said. "You film. He's done." "Exactly," my wife replied. "Then I'm the strong one who endured." "Tessa, and don't sleep with him. Make it look like self-defense." A chair scraped. I stepped in. "Delivery," I told them, setting the box on the counter. "Don't let the frosting hear the strategy part. It might curdle." They froze. My wife, Erin, smiled with a tight jaw. "You're early." "So are your goodbyes," I said, and opened the box. Raspberry, lemon, chocolate. Pick your weapon. If I'd known where this was headed, I'd have skipped pastries and moved my morning to the county clerk that hour. That night, Erin moved like a hotel manager trying to upgrade herself. The voice softened, the eyes stayed cold. She wiped the counter like it could confess. "You're quiet," she observed. "Observing," I answered. "New hobby." "No reason to be dramatic," she said, popping a raspberry tart into her mouth. "We were talking about boundaries. Your word for break him is creative." Maya hovered by the sink. "He's twisting it." I shifted my keys from the dish to my pocket. "Relax, Maya. I heard the whole script. I got the part where I rage in public." Spoiler, wrong casting. Erin leaned on the counter. "Can we not do this now? The hallway light is out. You said you'd fix it." "Saturday," I told her. "I'm off the clock tonight." "You always fix it right away." "New rule," I replied. "I don't sprint when I'm being handled." "Saturday. That's petty." She looked at Maya for backup. I shrugged. "It's adult. Petty is a group chat about how to stage a narrative." Tessa moved toward the door. "We should go." "Yeah," Maya agreed. "You two need space." "Good call," I said, before I turned into a filmed meltdown. When the door closed, Erin followed me down the hall. "What did you hear exactly?" "The highlight reel. Break him. Make him beg. Take the house and the car. Leave like a queen with applause." She crossed her arms. "You love to exaggerate." "I love clear language." "You gave me plenty." "The light." "Saturday," I repeated. "New schedule." She exhaled through her nose. "So now you're punishing me?" "Punishing would be matching your playbook. I'm not doing that." She trailed me to the garage. I moved my toolbox to the workbench and, while I was at it, pulled a small safe from under the bench and set it on top. She watched, head tilted. "What's that?" "Where I'll keep my titles and records," I said. "Also new rule. From today, joint spending is bills only. Mortgage, utilities, groceries. Everything else is separate. I'll move my deposits tomorrow. You don't get to make that call." I just did. "And you're telling me now?" "Look at that, communication," I said, spinning the safe dial. "We're improving already." She gave a thin smile. "You're angry." "I'm aware," I replied. "And sober. Those are different sports." In the laundry room, I found papers by the printer, a list titled Freedom Budget. Line items: house, equity, truck, sell or keep, storage unit, attorney consult. I slid it back under the tray and put a lemon tart in the fridge. Saturday for the light. Tomorrow for the deposits. Tonight for sleep. I've never thrown a plate in my life. I wasn't going to start. I prefer wrenches. They actually fix things. As I turned off the kitchen light, Erin said from the hallway, "We should go to that wine tasting on Sunday." "Can't," I replied. "I'll be busy not playing your role." "I don't even know what that means." "You will." At the shop next morning, Gabe waved me over with a rag over his shoulder. He's been my lead tech for 8 years, speaks in bullet points. "Your wife called," he said. "Asked for your schedule. Asked if payroll still hits Fridays." I wiped my hands. "And what did you say?" "That I'm not HR." "Should I be?" "No," I said. "I'll handle it." He squinted. "Everything okay?" "Running diagnostics," I told him. "Thanks for the heads up." Between break jobs, I pulled up the credit union app and rerouted my direct deposit to a new checking account I opened last year and forgot about. I set up a P.O. box online. I changed the emergency contact from Aaron to my brother Mike. I printed out a contribution sheet and a list of household upgrades I've paid for since day one. Roof, water heater, insulation, the fence. I slid all of it into a manila folder. Around noon, Aaron texted, "I was harsh last night. I'll bring you lunch." Peace. I typed back, "You can bring lunch. Peace is too big for a bag." She arrived with a container and a careful smile. The guys were mid-oil change, radio low, bay doors open to a patch of perfect sky. She handed me the food. "It's your favorite," she said. "From the place near the lake." "Thanks," I replied. "And about the schedule, if you need something, ask me. Don't call my job." Her mouth twitched. "I was planning something nice. I needed to know if you were free. You can plan it with me, then." Direct channel. She nodded, calm. "Okay, direct." Gabe passed behind us with a torque wrench, pretending he couldn't hear, but hearing every syllable. Aaron glanced at him, then back at me, soft. "I miss us," she tried. "I miss respect," I answered. She tucked hair behind her ear like the scene required it. "Dinner Sunday? My treat. We need to reconnect." "Sunday's fine," I said. "I'll book it." She relaxed a fraction. "Good." After she left, Gabe whistled without music. "You two going to be all right?" "We're going to be something," I told him. "Thanks for asking." At home that night, I found the family tablet on the couch, still open. I don't snoop. I also don't ignore what lies in plain sight. A thread with her friends sat lit up. Tessa, "Sunday is perfect. Primetime crowd. Maya, do it in a nice place. He'll make a scene. Aaron, I'll hold his hand so it looks compassionate. Recording ready." I put the tablet down like a hot pan. In a second window, a spreadsheet. New start budget. Rows for staging, storage, closing, cleaners. Another row for new car, down payment. I looked at the line item that said truck, sell, or keep, and laughed the way a man laughs when someone lists his tools as party favors. Aaron walked in with folded towels. "What's funny?" "The optimism," I said. She set the towels down. "Do you still want dinner Sunday?" "I already booked it," I told her. "No wine tasting, though." She nodded too quickly. "Fine." I slipped the tablet off sleep and placed it on the table, face down. She didn't touch it. She didn't have to. We both knew what lived inside. "Good night," she said. "Good night," I answered, and moved my pillow to the guest room. Rule set. By Friday, the charm offensive was dead, replaced by little jabs. "You used to send me your schedule," she mentioned over coffee. "You used to talk to me, not the shop," I returned. She stacked the cups. "We need to host the block cookout next month." "We're not hosting," I said. "I'm done hosting events where my marriage is a set." She blinked slowly. "People will notice." "Good," I said. "Let them notice the right thing." At lunch, I met Mark, an old friend who does numbers for a living and speaks like a calm calculator. Not a lawyer. He hates paperwork fights. Just a man who knows how to document. We sat at a diner with cracked seats and honest coffee. "I need to separate my finances," I told him. "Cleanly. Transparently." "You mean," he said, honestly. "Same word in my dictionary," I replied. He walked me through spreadsheets. Timestamps, contributions, the house history. I bought the place before we married. Later we added her name to the bills so she could see everything. I never hit a dime. It's not my style. Mark slid a list across the table. "Make a timeline," he said. "Date your steps. Keep it boring." "Boring I can do." "Also," he added, "if you're going to finish a marriage, end it while you still like your own reflection. That means self-control, not theater." "I'm allergic to theater." He half smiled. "Prove it." I spent the afternoon in my office at the shop, the corner with the metal desk and the plant Gabe Waters. I set up separate savings. I printed the mortgage history, the insurance binder, the title to the truck, the receipts for the roof, the fence, the new windows. Everything with dates. Everything in order. No drama. Just ink. That night, we went to our friend Carla's backyard gathering. Neutral ground, Aaron called it. There was grilled chicken, kids running, music nobody argued with. Carla is the kind of neighbor who sees everything and says half of it. Aaron clinked her glass. "We're doing great," she told a circle that included me, her, Carla, and two strangers with a golden retriever. "He's just sensitive lately." I set my cup down. "We're simplifying," I said. "Another word for that is respecting time. We're cutting events that feel like performance. This is nice. We'll keep this. We're not hosting next month." Carla nodded, like she'd been waiting for someone to say it. Healthy. One of the strangers asked, everything okay between you two? It wasn't nosy. It was what people ask when they see polite distance. Aaron offered the kind of smile you use when your shot missed. He's in a phase. I'm in a policy, I corrected. Direct talk. No group edits. Her mouth tightened. So you're making announcements now? In front of witnesses, I replied. So no one misquotes me. Carla raised both hands. I'm Switzerland. Perfect, I told her. We need those. Aaron pulled me aside. You embarrassed me. You're welcome, I said. Better than the other way around. On the walk back, she said, you're burning bridges. I'm building a fence, I answered. You can see through it. You just can't drive over it. Saturday morning, I stepped into the hallway with a bulb and a screwdriver and fixed the light on my schedule. I moved a few boxes from the garage to a storage unit with my name on it, receipt dated and filed. I updated the keypad code to the garage. I emailed both our families. We're trimming social commitments. If you need to reach me, call me direct. If you need Erin, call her direct. Simple. Clean. Sunday morning, I found a voice memo on the kitchen speaker. Last night's forgetfulness is generous. Aaron's voice. I'll do it at dinner. I'll say I'm done. If he raises his voice, I'll walk. If he stays quiet, I'll cry. Either way, I win. Maya's voice came in after. Get a corner table. Better acoustics. I closed the app and looked out at the yard I built plank by plank. It's not that I needed to be right. I needed to be done. Decision made. Before I left for the reservation, I stopped at the clerk's counter, the same building where you pay property taxes and smile at people you barely know. I filed papers. Simple, factual, stamped. 3 weeks before, actually. The work had been quiet and clean. Today was just the last stamp I needed before I took the folder to dinner. Erin chose a new tone that afternoon. Soft. Familiar. Dangerous. I made your favorite eggs, she said, setting the plate down like it might fix things. Thank you, I replied. I ate. Food is food. Tactics are tactics. She leaned on the island. I'm sorry about the other night. We were venting. You were strategizing, I said. There's a difference. I thought you'd understand. We've been off. We're off because we stopped calling things by their names. She traced a circle on the counter. Maybe we could take a weekend trip. Clear our heads. No trips, I answered. Dinner only. Then we talk about logistics. Logistics? She tried to laugh. You make it sound like we're loading a truck. We might be. She washed my face. I gave her nothing but a calm man finishing breakfast. When I rinsed the plate, she slid closer. I know I've been distant, she said. I get defensive when I feel like I'm not being heard. You're heard, I replied. I just don't agree. Her hand grazed my shoulder. It might have warmed me a year ago. Now it felt like a staged photo. I dried my hands and moved to the garage. The folder waited on the bench, slim, gray, unromantic. That afternoon, she fooled with outfits and asked for my opinion like we were going to prom. The blue, I told her. You like how it fits. You notice, she smiled. I've got eyes, I said. And memory. On the way out, she grabbed a small tote and slipped a notebook inside. I caught the header in a flash. Talking points. You planning a keynote? I asked. It helps me stay calm, she said. You'll need it. She hesitated. What's that supposed to mean? You'll see. I answered and picked up my jacket. The folder slid into the inner pocket, light and heavy at once. In the car, she was syrup with glitter. Thank you for booking the place, she said. It's nice. Only the best for a hard conversation, I replied. Her phone buzzed. She turned it face down. Work, she said too quickly. Tell them you're busy, I said. Already did. She smiled at the windshield like it was an audience. We parked. She checked her lipstick in the window. I checked nothing. The door chimed. A server handed us menus. The room was half talk, half cutlery. This is perfect, she said to the server. Thank you. Can I start you with anything to drink? The server asked. Water's good, I told him. We're clear-headed tonight. The server left. Erin folded the napkin into a triangle. So, she began, I wanted to meet here because it's calm. Good choice, I said. She breathed like the pregame of a speech. I respect you. You've been good to me. But I'm not happy. I think we need to separate. I want a divorce. She held my gaze like she expected it to explode. It didn't. I nodded, pulled the folder, set it on the table, and opened it to the first page. You're late, I said. The word didn't register at first. Her eyes flicked down. The papers were crisp and boring. Dates, signatures, receipts, proposals. No drama fonts. "What is this?" she asked. "Documents," I replied. "Signed 3 weeks ago. Stamped that morning. Property proposal based on the agreement we signed before we married and the records of what we each brought to the table. A plan for the house stays with me because I bought it before we were even a we. Your car stays yours. My truck stays mine. Accounts are already separate." Her lips parted. For once, she had nothing to say. I went on, "Level. I'm not here to fight. I'm here to finish. We'll split the things that were shared. I've listed them. You'll see dates and receipts. We keep communication to email only. We keep it clean. No audience." Her hand went to the tote. She looked toward the entrance like a cue had been missed. Tessa stepped through the door 2 minutes later, sunglasses on her head, phone in her palm like a fishing net. "Small town," Tessa said with fake surprise. "Fancy seeing you here." I looked at the server, who'd paused a few feet away to read the air. "Can we get the check for our drinks?" I asked him, "and a to-go box for whatever she wants to take home?" "Of course," he said, eyes alert but polite. Tessa hovered. Erin snapped out of her freeze. "We don't need to rush," she said. "We can talk." "We will," I said, tapping the folder. "By email. You'll want to read page 5, the proposal for the first 30 days. You'll find a clean plan for moving out, storage paid through the end of next month, and suggestions for professionals who can help pack, all on my dime. You'll also find the note about the garage code being changed. Not to trap you, just to make property clean and safe. No more group access." "That's extreme," she protested. "That's adult," I answered. "No cameras. No traps. No scenes. Clean. You said you wanted calm. I'm providing it." Tessa finally spoke. "You can't just throw her out." "No one's throwing anyone," I replied. "She's got 30 days and a paid storage unit. She leaves with plenty. She just doesn't leave with what isn't hers." Erin searched for purchase. "We can try counseling." "Counseling is for people who want to rebuild," I said. "You built a stage." She bit her lip. The second plan in her head, the one where I begged, was dying by inches. I didn't mean. "You meant it enough to practice." I cut in. "You had a notebook." Tessa scoffed. "You're being cruel." "Facts are not cruel," I said. "They're just loud when you've been ignoring them." The server returned with the small bill. I paid, stood, and placed the folder neatly on her side of the table. "Wait," Erin said. "We can still." "Careful," I told her. "You might make eye contact with your plan and catch the truth." She exhaled, finally angry. "You always have to win." "I have to walk away with my reflection intact," I answered. "Winning is not what this is. This is subtracting nonsense." Tessa raised her phone a half-inch like habit. I looked at her. "Wrong day for filming," I said. "There's no performance." Then I turned to Erin, calm as a man closing a garage door. "You don't get to cast me. I'm not in your play." I left them with the folder and the silence they'd earned. On the way out, the host gave a small nod like a person nods when they've seen a mess avoided. Outside, the evening was plain and good. No soundtrack, no speeches, just air. I slept in the guest room that night like I'd been booking it for months. Erin didn't follow. In the morning, she tried soft again. "I read your proposal," she said from the door. "You're leaving me with nothing." "You'll be fine," I replied. "You're smart, and you're getting more than the numbers say you should. That's me being decent, not weak." She stared at the carpet. "People will talk." "Let them," I said. "I've given them less to chew on than you planned." She tried one more angle. "We could agree to wait. Tell people we decided together." "We didn't," I said. "We're just signing it together." She nodded, not understanding this particular kind of mercy. How quiet can be kinder than heat. By noon she was gone to Maya's. I called Mike and told him the timeline. "Proud of you," he said. "You didn't swing." "Never do," I replied. I spent the afternoon moving half the living room into the storage unit I'd paid for. Clean lines. Labeled boxes. I took her downtime dresser and the framed prints she liked and left space where they belonged. I emailed her a photo of the unit and the code. She replied with a single word. "Received." "Adult." At the shop, Gabe asked so? "So the air's clearer," I told him. He eyed me. "You want the extra hours this week? Keep your head busy." "I'll take them," I said. "Stack them." 2 days later, I went to Carla's with a bag of yard tools. "You still need those hedges cut?" I asked. She handed me lemonade and looked at my face like it had a story. How's the storm? Passed, I said. Plenty of branches to pick up. I saw her friend at the store, Carla offered. She looked like she swallowed a lemon. Leave the fruit to the kitchen, I told her. We smiled. That weekend, I sent Erin a calm message with the move-out date, the timeline for utilities, the schedule for property pickups. She answered with little check marks. No scenes. No salon narrations. Just the end of a game I hadn't signed up to play. On the last day of the 30, I watched the rental truck leave the cul-de-sac with our old living room inside it and felt nothing theatrical. Just gravity, finally consistent. Erin didn't wave. I didn't either. We don't owe each other gestures we don't mean. The house was quiet and honest, the way I like my tools and my sleep. Later, a buddy from the shop, Luis, stopped by with a cooler and 2 folding chairs. House looks bigger, he observed. It's lighter, I said. He set a chair on the porch. You going to date again? When I'm done sweeping, I answered. And not a second before. He sipped soda and nodded. Good policy. Epilogue is short because good epilogues are. 6 months. The house is mine, tidy, paid on a schedule that never asked for applause. The truck is still in the driveway. I tightened a belt last week and it runs like it respects me. I run the shop now. The old owner retired and handed me the keys because I've been steady for a decade. The guys still joke the same. Gabe still whistles without music. On Saturdays, Mike and I play cards at his place with a couple of friends who don't ask for updates because they saw how I finished the story, with receipts, not smoke. There's someone new, Dana. She's direct, laughs with her eyes, and doesn't collect lines for a speech. She's not a prize I won. She's a person I met. We talk like grown-ups, quiet and clear. We don't post it. We live it. Once, in the grocery store parking lot, Carla told me Erin moved into a small place across town. She's figuring it out, Carla said. Everyone is, I replied. That's all the energy I give it. I don't read the old group's opinions. I have lumber to pick up and a railing to sand. There's a dinner to make that ends in dishes, not drama. People ask if I'm angry. I'm not. I'm done. There's a difference. I didn't shout. I didn't slam. I did the only thing that holds up under daylight. I set a boundary, wrote it down, and followed it. She staged a beautiful exit. I ended it clean. There's no crown in my house, just quiet and a kitchen where pastries mean exactly what they are.